Hey everyone, welcome to Sanketik live classes. Uh, if you want to join live interactive classes, please follow the links which I have provided in the description of this video. Okay, so welcome to Sanketik live classes. Today in this session, we are going to discuss about the advantages of Linux operating system or advantages of Linux OS. Okay, before proceeding into today's session, let's have an overview of what we have discussed in the last class. What we have discussed in the last class. Okay, in the last class, we have discussed about who are eligible for this course. Okay, and what are the other skills you need to learn with this Linux to get a job, and what is Linux or Unix, and what is an operating system. Okay, so what is an operating system? It is an interface between the user and computer hardware. It is an interface between the user and computer hardware, and it's a translator between user and computer hardware. Like we have it language transfers, like our mother tongue to any other language. In the same way, it is also translates the uh, high level language into low level language into high level. Okay, and we can install the packages in operating system, like the way we can install the softwares in our mobile phones or android phones, and in the laptop or personal computers. In the same way, like that, we can also install the package in the operating system. Okay, and we had also discussed about a binary a number system. Okay, we are having different kinds of numbers, number systems like binary, octal, decimal, hexadecimal. Okay, so what is binary? Binary means two digits, either zero or one. Why we have to discuss about these language means binary operating system, or binary number system, or this octal number system or hexadecimal. These are the number systems which we can they are convert the one form of input into another form, one form of input into another form. Okay, if you want more about these binary operating system, octal operating system, decimal operating system, decimal number system, or hexadecimal number system, so we please comment below. I will try to do a one more class for that number systems. Okay, so usually these kind of binary or decimal hexadecimal number systems are used in digital electronics. Okay, or switching theory on logic design classes. Okay, um, but what is the necessity of these language, I mean number systems are, so if you want to convert one form of input into another form, then they will easily convert that. So here I will show you the how they are going to convert that binary operating numbers into text into numbers. Just wait, give me a minute, I'm going to show you. See here, 10101, like the way. So here if you give input, if you give input, so it will convert to. So yeah, this is the one of the best image to convert, to show you an example. So here, if you give input as text like ABCD, then it will automatically convert that ABCD into these number systems. Why it has to convert means it has for understanding. Actually, the computer or system can only understand these numbers only. but we can't we are unable to remember or recall these kind of numbers. Okay, that's why it will convert these number system in these numbers into text like abcd. Okay, for suppose here I had mentioned that binary number system in the search bar. Okay, but the system will it will convert this binary number system this text into some numbers, then it will do their operation. Okay, so but instead of these text, if I mention like 1010 like that, if you have so many numbers, then we are unable to um, remember or recall the numbers. But if it may if we can give it as a text, then human can easily understand. Okay, human can easily understand. That is the purpose of these binary number systems. Okay, coming to our class. Yeah, so today our topic is advantage of Linux operating system. Okay, advantage of operating system. Okay, so the first advantage of this Linux operating system is it is an open source operating system. Open source and uh, free operating system. What is this open source? What is this free means? In open source means we can edit the source code. For suppose if you want to build an application, just for example I'm saying, if you want to build a software or an application, then we have to write the code for building an application. But if you set a password for that program or code, then no one can open and no one can understand. Okay, so but instead of that, if you didn't kept any password for your code or program, then everyone can easily take the code and they can do the necessary changes according to that. Okay, according to their requirement, they can easily they can easily take your code and they can modify according to their requirement. Okay, according to their requirement, this is called as an open source. Okay, so here the Linux operating system is source code is editable. We can edit if you for example, let's have now let's take an ms word. Okay, ms word as an example. In ms word, one of your friend or any other member, any of one of your team members are prepared one document, but you and one some remaining persons also want to do the same kind of project or same kind of work on that same word. Okay, but the in that the text or theory part is same. Okay, you need to modify the name. Instead of your friend name, you have to put your name and your friend's name. Okay, then you can copy your that word document and you can edit that document, and you can change the date, name, and you can also do some necessary changes. Or if you want to add pictures, you can add. If you want to remove the pictures, you can remove like that. Because depends upon type of your requirement, you can edit that document. So here open source means editing only. This is the best example I told. So we can edit the source code according to their requirement. This is called an open source. And second thing is free. Free means if you want to install the Linux operating system, then we don't need to buy the license. Okay, some of the operating systems want to buy a license for writing. So here, uh, I don't know whether it is showing or not. Here, the right side corner, it is showing that activate Windows, and go to settings to activate Windows. Okay, so here this means that if you want to use Windows operating system, we need to purchase the license or we need to buy the license. Okay. Then only it will give the full permissions to use the Windows operating system. But in Linux, there is no need to buy the license. Okay, we can simply download and we can use that our Linux operating system. Okay, and the best open source operating system is Linux only. So here, first of all, I will write that point in our live class notes. Uh, Students are who are learners who want this live class notes, who I will send these live class notes to them who are registered. Okay, who got registered for our course. So first of all, the first point is how to register for our live class. You can go for the below links which I have provided in the description of this video. Then click on that links. You can you can get registration or you can register from the that links. Okay, so first of all, for the first advantage of Linux operating system is open source. Okay, and it's free. Free OS. Okay, so here you can search here best open source operating system. So here Linux is the best open source operating system, and these are the clones of that operating system. Okay, CentOS, Fedora Linux, Linux kernel, or anything. So these are the some clone or flavors. Clone is nothing but an flavor. Okay, so flavors of this operating system. Okay, and second thing is uh, it will support the so many programming languages. Okay, actually most of them use Windows. Okay, and these Windows operating system can support multiple programming languages. In the same way, these Linux operating system also supports multiple operating multiple programming languages, what are the language it will support? uh, so here I am going to write here, it's supposed to multiple programming languages. Multiple programming languages. Okay, so what are the programming language it will support? Supposed to example, it supports first of all Python. Of course, Python is also an open source programming language. Okay, Python, Java, C plus plus or C sharp, C. Okay, so these are the multiple programming languages. Not only these, you can it will have some more languages also, but most top programming languages which are used by the world in the world, I had mentioned here. Okay, next, third one. So you can search here also. Linux supporting or supported programming languages. So here C, C sharp, C plus plus, Python, Java. Okay, these are the Bash and Perl. These are also some of the libraries which are supported by Linux operating system. Okay, next. Uh, it is easy to interface between the operating system and the user. Okay, okay. It is a powerful command line interface. It has powerful command line interface. Okay, so it means that it can supports to for easy commands. Okay, like bash, shell scripting. Okay, now most of the uh, Linux users use shell scripting for automation purpose. Okay, for automating the task, most of them use uh, shell scripting. Okay, next one. It will also supports for server side programming. Server side programming. So here, for suppose here, and I'm opening one e-commerce website. Okay, Amazon. Why it is asking like that? E G P R Y A. Sorry, P R Y A. Otherwise, without further delay, I will open dot in. Okay, so here it is maintaining the so much data here. Okay, so some images, some text, some links. Okay, some so many items. Okay, the it is maintaining the so many so much data. Okay, but where this data is storing? Okay, where this data is storing. It is going to store in one database. Okay, that is in servers. Okay, it is going to store the data in servers. Okay, from that servers only it will uh, it will generate the data, and it will show to the users. Whenever a user enters the website, then it will automatically call the data from the database or from the server. It will show the data. Okay, so for storing this data we need one server. Okay, that uh, servers also uses Linux only. Okay, that servers also uses Linux only, because of the one more advantage of this Linux operating system is security. When compared to Windows operating system, Linux operating system is very secure. Okay, so here server side programming. Easy. Okay, so you can search here best OS for server. Yeah, here. See here, for most server applications, Linux is generally considered the best operating system due to its stability, security. So I had already told you, because of security, and it is also a open source. Okay, because of these reasons, it is the one of the best OS for servers. Okay, next thing, customization. So here, so customization is nothing but according to their requirement, they can change. Okay, according to their requirement, according to the user or client requirement, they will change. Like what we can edit the same Word documents, right? So in the same way, they will also edit the source code. Okay, and it consumes very less memory. Consumes less memory. Next point is consumes less memory. Okay, uh, for suppose if you want to play a game in your mobile. Okay, but your mobile can only supports to download the game. Okay, but that game requires 2 GB of RAM. That game requires 2 GB of RAM to install, but your mobile has only 1 GB of space. Okay, then are you able to download the game and play the game? No, because your mobile will only support, or it has only 1 GB of RAM space. Okay, 1 GB of memory. Okay, so at this situation, you are unable to download the game, and we are unable to play the game. So, but that game requires only 1 GB of RAM, then you are able to download and play. In the same way, is this Linux operating system also requires very less memory. Okay, less memory. Okay, usually not only for games. If you want to download a movie, that movie requires 3 GB of RAM, but your mobile has only 1 GB of free space. Then you are unable to download the movie. Okay, you are unable to download the movie and enjoy the movie. So in the same way, Linux is also requires very less memory. Okay, when compared to other operating system. Okay, so here I'm going to show you some of the flavors which are having which requires very less memory in Linux are here. Mm, see here. Oh, low memory. Oh yes. Okay, so here generally Linux operating system tend to use less RAM than Windows. Okay, which is this is due to their more efficient memory management and the fact that they often have fewer background process running by default. Okay, so by default some of the background process will also open, and not only in Linux, some in Python also we are having some GC garbage collection. Okay, so it will also have some default memory management system. Okay, it will also consumes less memory. What is it? Python. Okay, so in Python and Linux both are uses very less RAM. Okay, next, scripting and automation is made easy. Okay, scripting and automation. So I already told you that for automation purpose we are using I mean the Linux users use shell scripting. Okay, so that shell scripting and automation is very easy in Linux operating system. This is the one of the mostly Linux is used for, first of all, it is used for administration purposes, and second purpose is automation, and third purpose is cyber security. Okay, as of my knowledge, Linux is mostly used for these. Okay, and if you search the jobs on Linux, it will show the mostly on administration purpose only. So I'm going to open one job portal, Naukri. So see here, search here, like Linux. See, first of job is system administration, second also system administration, third also administration. Okay, most of the Linux is used for administration purpose. Okay, is there any other requirement on Linux? No, most of them are used for administration. If you go further and further pages, then it will also show shell scripting. Okay, under networks administration. Okay, these are the different kinds of jobs we are having on. I go here, shell scripting for network calls. Okay, CentOS. Okay, these are the some of the roles which are mostly used in Linux. Okay, mostly used by the Linux users. Next, here, scripting and automation is easy. Okay, and the last point is Okay, 8.81. One more, the main advantage of this Linux operating system is security. What was that? Security. Okay, because why it is very secure, because in Windows operating system, uh, most of them are use GUI, that is graphical user interface, but in Linux operating system we use CLI, command line interface. Most of the Linux user use CLI means we have to use commands for interaction. If you want to interact with the OS, or if you want to do operations on your system in Linux operating system, then we have to deal with the commands. Okay, then only it made easy. And also it is ideal for cloud and DevOps also. Most of the DevOps users and most of the cloud users also uses this Linux operating system only. Okay, these are the some advantages of Linux operating system. Linux operating system. Okay, and next, so moving into further, uh, first we need to know about which system is the first operating system, and what are the drawbacks of that operating system, and what are the latest versions of that operating system. Okay, now we are going to discuss about that also. Okay, first of all, as we know, the first operating system is MS DOS. Okay, MS DOS. Okay, and it is an CLI. What I told about CLI? CLI is an command line interface. Command line interface. Here I am going to write command line interface. Okay, and it is also an free operating system. It is also an free operating system. So first of all, what is this MS? Okay, and what is this DOS? Here I am going to write MS DOS is nothing but Microsoft disk operating system. Mm. Microsoft disk operating system. Okay, Microsoft disk operating system. This is the first OS, and it is also free OS. Free OS. Okay, then but the thing is, it is an single user only. It is an single. We are having different kinds of operating system, depends upon the user management or user usage. That is, they are single user, multi user. Okay, single user, multi user. And here the types of OS are single user single tasking, and single user multitasking, multi user multitasking. These are the different types of OS we are having. What are they? First of all, single user with single task, and second one, single user multitasking, and third one, multi user multitasking. Okay, I no need to worry about it. I will write down those points after explanation. Just give me a minute. Okay, next. The disadvantage of MS DOS is it can operate by single user only. Single user. Okay. Next one. Just for understanding purpose only, I'm introducing these MS DOS, okay, MS Win, and other operating systems like Unix, Linux. Okay, just for understanding, you must and should have some overview of uh, the other operating systems also. Then only you know the importance of our Linux operating system, why we are using, how we can how we are able to use. Okay, how we are going to use. Okay, now next, the next operating system is MS Win. This is also from Microsoft only. Okay, this is nothing but a Microsoft Windows operating system. Okay, as of my knowledge, and I had used first MS Windows operating system is Windows 7. Windows 7. Later Windows 8 came. Windows 8. After that Windows 10 came, and then Windows 11. I think Windows 13 is also came already. I think. So MS Win. What is the difference between these MS DOS and MS Win is, so actually we are having MS DOS, then why we have to go for MS Win is MS DOS is one MS DOS having one disadvantage, that is it can be used by single user only. Okay, so in order to overcome and it is also having one more disadvantage, that it is a CLI operating system, but is that is command line interface. If you want to interact with the MS DOS, we have to know about the commands, then only we can able to use MS DOS. Okay, but this MS Win is GUI, not CLI. What is this GUI? GUI means graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. Okay, so and MS Win stands for Microsoft Windows. Microsoft Windows. Okay, next, coming to our Unix operating system. Unix was introduced in 1969. Okay, Unix was introduced in 1969, but it is available to public from 1980. 1980. Now I am going to write that one also. Okay, so here in MS DOS we are if you want to do any operations we have to use commands, but in MS Paint we can use GUI, that is graphical user interface. Graphical user interface means you can do with the mouse and keyboard actions. Okay, so if you want to do any operation we don't need to write any code. Okay, for interacting with the OSR, if you want to do any particular task, so simply we can click, or simply we can open by using the keyboard actions or mouse actions. Then you need to write the commands in MS Paint. And coming to Unix operating system, Unix is also an CLI. CLI means command line interface. If you want to deal with Unix, then you need to deal with the commands. Okay, and it was introduced in 1969. Okay, and it is available to public from 1980. Okay, and who developed this OS? Who developed this OS is Bell Lab. Okay, Bell Laboratories has developed this operating system. Okay, Bell Lab KT&T. This is the company name. Okay, and so we can call as Unix like a family, because after introduction of this Unix, so many flavors are, so many closed operating system, clone operating systems are came from this Unix. Okay, so we can also call this as a Unix like a family. Unix like a, sorry, next. And after that, from Bell Lab, this IBM also developed one OS. Okay, IBM also developed one OS. That is, I will try to write here. IBM, IBM. The introduced OS was AIX. This also came from Unix only. Okay, this is the AX is the flavor of this Unix. Okay, and then HP and some other companies also developed this OS. HP introduced UX HP. Okay, HP introduced UX HP. As I told earlier, this Unix, Unix is an open source. Okay, Linux is an open source. So according to their requirement, they can edit the source code and they can release. So in with that feature only, these companies are edit the source code according to their requirement, and they had released their versions. Okay, and the drawback of this AX IBM developed AX operating system is they have to use the, if you want to, if they want to, or if any user or client wants to use that AIX operating system, then they need to purchase IBM computers only. Okay, then only they will work. If they purchase any Lenovo laptop, or if they purchase any Asus or any laptop, then this OS will not work. Okay, this is the only drawback of IBM. That's why some of them HP has also used. HP has also developed one UXHP operating system. Okay, and then after that, that Linux has also introduced our Linux. But this Linux has both CLI and GUI, both command line interface and GUI. This is the one of the best advantage of this Linux operating system, CLI and GUI. Okay, so and it was developed in 1990, available to public from 1991. Who developed this Linux? Linus Torvalds. Okay, Linus Torvalds. Here I am going to write. First of all, it was introduced in the year 1990 and available to public from 19, 1991. The name of that OS is Linux only, and this Linux has both CLI and GUI, and it is an open source. Okay, so see here, I'm going to show you Linux. So see here is a singular GUI. Linux can be used with both graphical user interface and command line interface. That only I had mentioned here. Both CLI and GUI are available, and Linux is a clone. Most of them are used the term like flavors. First, the technical term is clone. Of course, if for understanding purpose, of course, you can also use clone as flavors only. Okay, the flavors of this Linux is also a family of Unix, and the difference between these Unix and Linux is an Unix is Unix has only CLI, but Linux has both CLI and uh, GUI, CLI and GUI. Okay, it is also an open source operating system. And before closing in this our class, just have an overview of what we have discussed in this class. Okay, so first of all, we have started with the advantage of Linux operating system. It is an open source and free OS. Already explained. It supports multiple programming languages like Python, Java, C++, and some more. And it is used as a command line interface. I will explain about this point in our upcoming sessions. So for our upcoming sessions, stay tuned to our channel. Please do subscribe. And next, it is also a server side programming. Okay, server side programming is easy. Most of the servers are used Linux operating system only. Customization means we can edit the source code according to our requirement, and it consumes very less RAM. Random access memory, it consumes less RAM or less memory, and it is mostly used for scripting and automation purpose, and it has more security when compared to Windows operating system. And then first operating system is MS-DOS, that is an CLI, and it is also free OS, but it is an CLI. Okay, So in order to overcome that, they had also introduced one more operating system, that is MS Win. That is nothing but a Microsoft Windows. It is for graphical user interface. They here they no need to learn the commands and use. You can directly used by using GUI. And then Unix was introduced in 1969. Then it was available to public from 1980. It was developed by Bell Lab, AT&T. Okay, and later IBM also introduced one Linux, that is AX. But the disadvantage of this IBM AX is, if you want to use AX operating system, then we need to purchase the IBM computers only. That is the disadvantages. Then HP also introduced one UXHP OS. Then Linus Torvalds introduced Linux operating system. It has both CLI and GUI. It was introduced in 19 I mean developed in 1990 and available to public from 1991. uh, and it is an open source operating system. It is an open source operating system. Okay, if you like our content, smash that like button. For latest updates from our institute or our channel, stay tuned to our uh, channel by subscribing it. Okay, and if you have any got any questions or doubts, drop them in the comments. We are here to help. Know someone who is struggling to kickstart their IT career, share this video and make a difference. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.